Jay-Z, you know the chop. Ayazahab, badness no sad. Let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face, back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay, boy. You must see one Baptist prayer when the map stick raise that big straight. Shot misplaced, the key them in your head stop misbehave. Crack his face, the key never tell us we lock this place. Which locksmith, anyway watch this place. War with them bunny like plastic plate, hey. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds. We no take drape up, we no take bait up, we no stay up. And when the next day come, we no change up. My heart them bad as them wake up. AK boss boy head top shake up. So tell a pussy hold down violate us. No care where you status, where you take up. Every man a killer till miss a dead face you straight up. Great stuff, one Westlink bigger than NATO. Man we boss it to NATO. Only man we afraid that are the creator, the maker. Hey, we don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15 and AR rounds. AR-15s and AR rounds. AR-15s and let me tell you how the badness steer. Dopey bad fly when the Glock display. Tell a boy say no try box this face, back switch face. You know how your blood clot casket stay, boy. You must see one Baptist prayer when the map stick raise that leg straight. Shot misplaced, the teeth them in your head stop misbehave. Crack his face, the key never tell us we lock this place. Which locksmith, anyway watch this space. War with them bunny like plastic plate. We don't play around, when you see the UPK around. We bring the fucking AK around, AR-15s and AR rounds.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coast shit. Cause if they make the wrong move and coast shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to boast shit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on sobbing, got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coast shit. Cause if they make the wrong move and coast shit. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum. legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin', kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move and coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. Coming up on my divorce.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop it, ass you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, ass you to stop it, ass you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga in Fed, he up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know there's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settle. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know what I'm saying? They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, young, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. For them fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep me slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
ISUPK presents Ask Ye the Prophets weekly podcast.
Every race in the movie.
We are not the trust. We are not the trusted oppressor, and we are not the trusted other.
Send in your questions to AskYeTheProphets@gmail.com or Ask Ye the Prophets on Facebook. and your questions will be answered live every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shalom.
He's speaking of his own.
The white man made himself be the Egyptians and the Israelites and the Persians. Every race in the movie.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Akim Akwaf Yan, the water for tuning in for another episode of Ask She the Prophets. We're going to get it in, man. We are the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, straight and live out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. That's headquarters, man. Down there with Captain Tazaryak and all them soldiers down in headquarters holding it down. You understand? We about to get into it again. Let me see that I know we just the world just celebrated what they call the New Year. You understand? January 1st or December 31st, rather. Once the clock hit midnight, supposedly that changed into a whole new year. You understand? The ball dropped and guns started blowing up. Boom, firecrackers going off. It was a whole mess because from December 31st at 11:59 p.m. that next minute, it was supposed to have been so different. Such a change, you understand? A whole new year in the middle of the night. They call it midnight. How you get a new year out of the middle of the night? I don't understand that myself. You understand? But we're going to go to Exodus 12:1, and we're going to read when God said, what God said is the new year. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. How come your church don't know it? How come the church don't teach it? How come you Christians don't know when the real new year is? How come you don't know? Because your pastor, you Christians, you learn from who the Bible called the devil, which is the so-called white man, the Caucasian man. He is the devil. The scriptures, Christ said he's a liar. He's a liar and a murderer. And everything he talk about, he lie about. You understand? And so he lied and changed the calendar and got you celebrating December 31st to January 1st as a whole new year. You understand why? Because it's just another freak night for him. Another party night, freak night, drunken lewdness, sex. You kiss strangers. That's the tradition. You kiss a stranger right in the mouth and take some old herpy bump to your damn woman or something, or to your kids, because you don't know who the hell you're kissing on New Year's. Everybody drunk and full of disease. You don't know if you kiss, you turn around to the prettiest thing next to you, kiss it in the mouth on New Year's, and you don't even know it's a nigga with makeup on, looking like a woman. You don't even know you're kissing men on New Year's Eve, man. You understand? Because why? It's a satanic celebration. It's a pagan celebration. Let's get into the Bible. God told the Israelites, he told our ancestors when the new year was, and we still hold that tradition, man. And you Christians, you steal our book and you use our book trying to promote some white Jesus and some white God and some doctrine that God is all love, which is a lie. And you don't even read the book. You don't even know that the new year is in the Bible. You don't even know that. If you love Jesus so much, you want to give him the wheel, right? You're always trying to give him the wheel and figure out what would Jesus do, right? You love him so much, you sing about him all the damn time like he your man, like you his biggest fan, you understand? But you don't do nothing that he does. You don't do nothing that he do. He lived the whole life and celebrated certain things and act a certain way and behaved himself in a certain way. And y'all make no attempts on living like him, Christians. You Muslims steal our book and you're constantly quoting scriptures and all that, and you got our records, and yet you're trying to feed our people Islam and an Arab God in an Arab language. You understand? You Muslims, you a bunch of Christians too. Because you're celebrating Christmas, you're celebrating all the Christian holidays, you're celebrating July 4th. What in the hell July 4th got to do with Islam and Muslims? You understand? And the only reason why Islam is able to live is because Israelites didn't join that garbage religion. Right. You understand? We make the religion good and better and appealing to other Israelites, man. Fooling and tricking them. You're going to have to pay for that. You understand? You understand? You got to pay for that. But all of these things, man, all these religions, you got the Bible and you act like you scholars of the Bible when the ISUPK, we the only scholars of the Bible, man.
Right.
A lot of you think you're a scholar because you can remember what every scripture said. You remember the words, you remember exactly where it is, and you're good to pull them precepts, but you don't know what the hell it's talking about. You don't know the proper understanding of God's mission or of Christ's mission, man. Or else you wouldn't be celebrating no goddamn New Year's Eve with America. You wouldn't be celebrating. You wouldn't think January 1st is the new year. You understand? Now, on your paperwork, we got to write 2022, right? We got to write that down because we slaves under these people, man. But in no way do we believe anything that they push and teach. In no way do we follow their traditions and their cultures. Let's go to our culture and our records, man. Exodus 12th chapter. Let's start at 1.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt.
So the Lord, the God of Israel, that's who the Lord is, he spoke to Moses, who was also an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? When you read this Bible, you'll realize that it's all about Israelites. Written by Israelites, for Israelites, Israelite gods, Israelite prophets. Everything is Israelite. Yet when somebody asks you what you are, you proudly say, I'm a Baptist. God ain't coming for the Baptists. Christ ain't coming for the Seventh-day Adventists. He ain't coming for the Muslims. He ain't coming for Catholics. He's not coming for a Scientologist. He's not coming for the AME church. He ain't coming for the apostolic. There was all these other religions out here, whatever. He ain't coming for Kemet. He ain't coming for nobody but the Israelites. Jesus Christ said out his own mouth, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's all he coming for. And now you got our God, the Israelite God. He's talking to an Israelite prophet and priest named Moses, man. Y'all know Moses, that famous one who Muslims claim to follow. Not many Muslims I done grew up with. Half my family was Muslim. And they always talked about how they adhere to the laws of Moses. They follow Moses, called him Moshe. Moshe. We follow Moshe. And I forget what they used to call Jesus, Yahushua. ISIS is another one that the Muslims say, Isa. They used to kind of like ISIS, They used to call him Isa, man. The cat used to laugh. I used to rap one of my uncles. Isa said, man, Isa used to say, always quoting the Bible. Always quoting the Bible. Once I found the truth, I asked them same brothers, man. I said, we supposed to follow the laws of Moses, right? Yeah, we do. Okay, well, Moses said not to eat pork, and I know you don't do that, right? No, hell no. Moses said don't eat it. I said, well, Moses said don't eat shrimp too. Well, you see, it's a whole bunch of excuses now on why it's okay to eat that shrimp platter you got in your hand when you're such a big Moses follower. You understand? Hypocrites. That's all it is, hypocrites. Israelites following our oppressor are a bunch of hypocrites. Following these other religions, they're hypocrites. Because a lot of these things in the Bible, they didn't heard us say. They didn't heard us say. You understand? We done brought these things out. But they still choose the tradition that they grew up with, the tradition that they used to, the tradition that their best friends is in, the traditions that they crew, they squad. You know, they got loyalty. They loyalty to a squad that's serving Satan, though. I mean, that's the only way I'll give up my squad. I done grew up in the hood. We was 4 Deuce Mad Ave, man, all through West Philly, man, terrorizing. You understand? And there was other hoods that we was linked to because I had a cousin over down in the bottom. I had family in the underworld. So the underworld linked with the bottom, who linked with up the way. And we was one squad. You understand? And that ain't even trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? You got your squad, but it be schisms all up in your family in the world. Because why? There's no real rules you live by. You understand? But your squad, your immediate squad, you loyal to them, right? You loyal to them and you down with them. You understand? Meanwhile, in these religions, man, they claim to be Muslim. They claim to be I'm pro this, I'm pro that. They ain't really, there's no loyalty in it, man. There's no loyalty. You know what I'm saying? They follow these traditions and say they got loyalty until something happens. Muslims go rob people and they don't ask, are you Muslim? I remember my cousin, man. My cousin said like his 5th time getting robbed by a Muslim wearing a kufi. He was a Muslim too. But this time he decided to say something. He said, all right, Aki, it's good, Aki. He said, the cat said, why you keep calling me Aki? What, you Muslim? And he said yes. And he said like some old Arab word meaning yes, and he said assalamu alaikum. And he said the thief let him go. The thief said, you go ahead. Let him go. I said, oh, he was loyal to you, huh? he was looking out for you. Yeah, you just caught him on a good night. I don't know. He let him go. But how about all the other Muslims that rob you? Like you just robbing people. Find out are they your people? You looking for the same religion, yet he wearing the same uniform as you. He got that brown skin as you. You know he a nigga just like you. You'll put the gun in his mouth and rob him, right? But if he worshiping an idol, the same idol you worship, then you let him go, huh? You got more loyalty. You don't know how many black men I done ran into, man, and I done had battles with that had more loyalty for Arabs than they had for so-called African American men. They had more loyalty for Arabs. You understand? Cat told me once, he said, I must be an Arab then. I must be an Arab. I said, nigga, you my aunt's son. When you become Arab, you know what I'm saying? I just must be an Arab then. I must be an Arab. Because why? They're going to hold to that tradition because that's what they used to. They have fun in it. And so we all going to serve Satan because Satan is fun. You understand? Satan is fun. I never lived that kind of life. Right. If I find out what I'm doing is horrible, I ain't got no problem with apologizing or saying I'm sorry and stopping it. I don't understand how you go to church 20 years, find out it's a whole goddamn lie, you know what I'm saying, and ran by the devil and Satan himself, and you still stay in it, man. You still with it. It's incredible to me. Exodus 12:1, one more time.
Kabukam. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses. And
we reading out of the Bible, the same Bible that all y'all got. Y'all just don't understand. Right. The Lord spoke to Moses and said what?
And Aaron in the midst of Egypt.
And Aaron was Moses' brother. You understand? And the Lord spoke to them while they was in Egypt. We were slaves in Egypt, just like today, 2022, we slaves in modern day Egypt. Right. It was the same way back then. Moses was the prophet of the God, and he was still a slave under Pharaoh, under the Egyptians, under the heathen people. So was Aaron, and so was all the 12 tribes of Israel in Egypt, and we were servants to them. You understand? Read.
Saying, verse 2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
You hear what the Lord said? This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. Now, the natural question will be like, well, how you know what month he talking about? Well, Christian, we're going to read down. The Lord going to make it absolutely clear for you. So right now we know whatever month they in is the first month. It's the beginning of months, which means the new year. This is the beginning of the year for you. And this is God. He the one created months. He created years. He created the earth. He created you. He created the sun. He created days. You understand? He created it all. So if he say this is the beginning here, I think you could take his word for it. Right. I think you could trust him way more than the Gregorian calendar. I think you can trust him way more than the Romans and the Americans. Right. You can trust the creator of the days and weeks and months and years. You can trust him. Read.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
It shall be the first month of the year to you. This is the new year. We're reading about it right now. Now let's figure out when is this month. Read.
Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel.
Now tell all the Israelites, all 12 tribes. Go ahead.
Saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb.
And now it gotta, if you think of this is a wonderful thing to have God, the creator, the most high God, the Lord, again, the creator of all things. He is giving us direction. He chooses a man that he believes is worthy to go tell the rest of our race to do this, to do that, not to do this, not to do that. This is the beginning of the year. Y'all should eat this because it's better for you. Don't eat these things or you'll get punished. You understand? Celebrate these things. This is the God directly communicating with the Israelites. You understand? It was just not too long ago that our oppressor really figuring out that the world is not flat. He figured out that the world was not flat just a little second ago, a hot minute ago. Before then, he was scared to sail in a boat because they didn't want to fall off the edge of the earth because it was flat. And when it get to the end, you just fall off into space in their brain. When our God, man, the creator of all things, he told us a long time ago, there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about the circle of the earth. The circle of the earth. The Lord told us that the earth was round. Ain't no falling off the earth. And then he create what's called gravity. You understand? Gravity in the firmament to keep everything on this earth. So it ain't no falling off the earth into the midst of space. You understand? Then he got a barrier around the earth. You understand that our oppressor calls the ozone layer, right? You understand? He got protection. And it's hard to get through that. It took our oppressor years and years and a lot of murder, a lot of killed people trying to get past that ozone layer. He done killed a lot of people. You ain't going to hear about that, though. All that's classified. All that's classified. All the people that lost their life trying to get through that ozone layer, that firmament, that protection that the Lord made around the earth until finally they were successful and the Lord let them get through it. But until then, they had this fried plane up. It burnt up as soon as it got close to it. The next one, they built it and reinforced it. It made it got a little further and burnt up. Everybody died on board. The next one, they reinforced it, did they science and all this and they mathematics, made it a little stronger, got through a little further, sizzle, 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 boom, gone. More people dead. And they just kept trying. He don't mind sending pawns out there to die for him until he get it right. That's how he got a lot of his medicines. Hell, take prisoners, take the slaves. You understand? All the less fortunate people. Why do you think people disappearing on the street, man? It's science and tests and studies going on all over America, man. All over the earth for that. All over the earth, they got secret labs. They be trying to bring it out on certain shows and certain movies. They be trying to bring it out. You understand? Or how, they got human test subjects all through the earth, certain spots all through this earth, man. You understand? But our God, he used to always give us the right knowledge of what he created and the understanding on the things that he made. That's what made us greater than any people on this earth, man. That's what makes us greater than any people on this earth right now, us in the ISUPK, because the Lord said he would reveal his mysteries to us, and he's done it in these last days. We have found the mysteries of the Most High and his word and our history and culture. We know who the devil is. We know why and how he's the devil. We know around the time when he's going away. That's a good thing to know because you'll go crazy trying to figure out how long you got to be under this man. You understand? You'll go crazy figuring out, is there an answer to him? Is he going to ever free us? Is he going to ever be nice to us? Because it sure don't look like it. Without the truth, you'll go mad trying to figure him out. And you'll say, F it, my life ain't valuable. I'm all out. I'm carrying guns. I'm selling dope. I'm going out in the blaze then. They're going to have to catch me. I'm going to do what I got to do. You can't beat them, right? So you just join the madness that he set up for you in this earth. But because of Commander Junior Yohana and this ISUPK, man, and him following the Most High in Christ, they taught us the truth, a whole nother way and understanding on how we getting out of this place, man.
Right.
And you ain't got to just accept this oppressor because he got everything. You ain't got to accept him because he run the world. He got all the money. You ain't got to do anything for a bag like they teach our people to do. Right. Anything to get for a bag, anything to get paid, man. I can't knock your hustle. Oh, we can knock your hustle. Your hustle going to be knocked all the way down, man, real soon. Right. If it don't coincide with what the Most High want. Read. So the Lord is talking to Moses and Aaron. Go ahead.
Go on. According to the house of their fathers.
Read the line before that.
And the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb.
So now, this first month of the year, the Lord said in the 10th day of this month, every household of Israel is to take a lamb. A lamb. Read.
According to the house of their fathers.
Right. Go ahead.
A lamb for an house.
Right. Every lamb for a house. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb.
I mean, if you got big old hefty lambs and your household ain't that big, meaning y'all can't eat all this lamb. The purpose of the Lord is gathering together a feast right now. On the 10th day, gather this lamb together And if your house be too small for this big old lamb full of meat, go ahead.
Let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls.
Then your brother that live next to you, you get with him. Hey, man, we got this huge lamb, man. We going to share this. My family and your family. All right, Doc? 12. Most High Christ, the water. You know what I'm saying? And we share the lamb. Read.
Every man according to his eating
Right.
shall make your count for the lamb.
Uh-huh.
Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish.
Without blemish. Without blemish. That's what a sacrifice is. The Lord wants the best you got. The best of your lamb. You give that away. You understand? That's why it's called a sacrifice, because you're sacrificing your money maker, your livelihood, your the best of your stock. You give it to the Lord, man. An appreciation for having it. Go ahead.
A male of the first year.
A male. Go ahead.
You shall take it out from the sheep.
Right.
Or from the goats.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month.
And you shall keep it. On the 10th day, you get it together, decide what family you sharing with. And what it say? On the 14th day, what?
And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day
Right.
of the same month.
And you prepare it and you get it ready until the 14th day of this same month, this first month of the year. Now, on the 14th day, go ahead.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
So now, on the you shall keep it up until the 14th day, then you kill it. Then you kill it. Every congregation, every household in Israel is to kill this lamb. Go ahead.
Karabakan, verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses.
So the Lord said, take blood from this lamb, this perfect lamb without blemish, you understand, and put the blood on the doorposts of your house. The door, the entrance of your home, wherever you live, you putting blood on the sides and on the top. Go ahead.
Wherein they shall eat it.
Go ahead. And of the house that you're going to eat this lamb in. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in the night.
And then you eat it. The 14th day of this first month, you eat this lamb. After you didn't put the blood on your doorpost, you have a feast and you eat the lamb. You have you some dinner. Go ahead.
Roast with fire.
Roast with fire. Read.
And unleavened bread.
With unleavened bread. Lamb with unleavened bread on this 14th day of this special month that God said is the first month of the year to us. Go ahead.
And with bitter herbs they shall eat it.
And bitter herbs. A lot of people don't know what bitter herbs is. I remember somebody, they thought bitter herbs was radishes. That thing that herb you eat and it burn your face and nose and all that. But bitter herbs are just herbs you really don't eat alone. Onions, garlic, you know what I'm saying? Different herbs like that you use to season and dress the lamb. Eat that lamb with that boy. General Muhammad, he done taught brothers his recipe, brother, for this lamb. And ain't nothing like the ISUPK Passover lamb. With them onions and garlic and the seasonings and, oh my God, the sop, the oil and the sop that he make from the lamb is off the chain. You know what I mean? It's worth that little bit of $200 that you pay to come and celebrate and drink and eat up as much as you want at the Passover, man. You understand? I believe it's 200, right? So read on. So the bitter herbs, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 9. Eat not of it raw.
Don't eat it raw. That ain't our custom. To just kill something and just eat it full of blood and meat, raw meat. Cook your food, man. Read. That is the Edomite tradition, as we all know. They love it rare. Damn, they're raw. Just drop it on the fire, flip it, give it on my plate. That's how they like it. They like blood dripping off their fork, dripping down their chin. They love it, man. But that's not our custom. That ain't our custom. Read.
Nor sodden at all with water.
Nor sodden at all with water, meaning this is not a stew. You don't boil this Passover, this lamb for this night. Not the 14th day of the first month. You don't boil this. This ain't a stew. Stews are delicious, but not this night. Right. This night, don't sodden it with water. You burn it with fire. You roast this thing here. Read.
but roast with fire.
But roast with fire. Go ahead.
His head with his legs,
His head with his legs. Go ahead.
and with the pertinence thereof.
And with the pertinence thereof. Read.
Verse 10.
Meaning all his inward parts. They cooking it. They cooking it raw. Because once again, you ever see how Esau take that pig, that abomination, and put it on a stick and roast it? Then they slice the meat off and eat the thing. That's there. We can't do that, but we can do it with a lamb. You understand? Or something lawful. We can roast it and just slice that good meat off of it. Go ahead.
Verse 10. And ye shall not let nothing of it remain until the morning.
Don't let any remain until the morning. Go ahead.
And that which remaineth of it until the morning, ye shall burn with fire.
Right. There's not to be, not to, sit all week. The Lord is saying, whatever we didn't eat this night, because we getting out of here. We about to get out of Egypt. You understand? So the Lord ain't want the meat just sitting there. He said, whatever's left over, rather, after y'all eat to your fill and you're done, whatever's left in the morning, burn. What does it say? Burn it with fire? Burn it with fire. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded.
And now he said, and this is how you're supposed to eat it. Dressed with your loins girded. With your loins girded, meaning dressed. Have your garment on, be ready. Go ahead.
Your shoes on your feet.
Yeah, he had them boots on. Had them boots on. Gird your loins. Be dressed. Go ahead.
And your staff in your hand.
Have your weapon with you. Your staff, your sword, your weapon, whatever. Have it with you. Have it ready. Because this was a special night here. Read.
And ye shall eat it in haste.
And eat that food in haste. Because we ain't got a lot of time. Not this night. Go ahead.
It is the Lord's Passover.
It is what?
The Lord's Passover.
This is the Lord's Passover. So any question on when the first month of the year is, just find out when the Passover is. Right. You find out when the Passover is, that is the first month of the year. That is our new year. Brothers and sisters, it's in the Bible, always been in the Bible. Y'all thought Commander Jimmy Hunter wrote this. He's a charlatan. He wrote that book. No, he didn't write this book. Right. This book been in grandmama church for centuries. Right. This book been in your mama's living room. It's sitting up getting dust on your mantle. You understand? It's the same Bible Reverend running around with in church, hoeing out all them women in church. It's the same Bible he carrying around. Same scripture, man. It says the same thing, man. The Lord said this night, this 14th day of this month, this special month, this the first month of the year, where we to eat this lamb and then burn it if there's any left over. He said, this is the Lord's Passover. So why is he saying be dressed? Have your sword ready. Have your boots ready. Why is Passover a night where we got to be dressed and ready and be at the ready and eat fast? Read.
Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt.
He said, this is the Lord's Passover. He said he's going to pass through the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
This night.
Uh-huh.
And will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
Because this night was the night the Most High was going to pass through Egypt. He was going to send one of his death angels to go through Egypt and kill. That's what smite means. Kill the firstborn of what?
In the land of Egypt.
All the firstborns in Egypt, people and animals. The Lord killing the firstborn of everything in Egypt. Go ahead.
Both man and beast.
Read.
And against all the gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment.
And I'm going to put this judgment down on them because of all the false gods and the idols that they got all throughout the land. Right. I'm going to show them who is the real God. Let's see if the little statue is going to stop me when I come through Egypt. Let's see if they little good luck charms going to stop me when I come through Egypt. Let's see if they witches and they soothsayers and all they enchanters. Let's see when they drink that blood and do all the weird things they do to conjure up spells. Let's see if they're going to stop me when I send my death angel through Egypt. Let's see if they're going to stop. I say the firstborn going to die, man and beast. Let's see if it don't happen. Challenge. Read.
I am the Lord.
Because he is the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are.
Now the Lord said, this blood you putting on the post, this is for a token. There's a reason why he got you doing this. Go ahead.
And when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
And when the death angel come through to kill the firstborn, he's going to look down, he's going to see that blood on your doorpost, and he's going to say he's protected by the Most High. Right. And he's going to pass over you and go to the next house to kill their firstborn. If they got blood on that doorpost, they protected by the Lord. I'm going to pass them and go to the next house. But any house he find, it ain't got that blood on that doorpost, brother. And listen, the Lord, Moses didn't tell the Egyptians to put blood on their doorpost. This is only for Israel. Israel was to be protected by the Lord this night, and they were. And the Lord went through and killed the firstborn, man and beast, all through the land of Egypt. Read.
And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you.
You see that? That's a plague. That's a plague, like COVID-19. Like COVID-19, a plague. It kills a lot of people. That's what the Lord does too. He sends a death angel to kill a lot of people, man. We might call it a plague. What happened? Every firstborn died. What happened? I don't know. They broke out in rashes and start spitting up blood. What killed them? Oh my God. You understand? Because the Lord didn't put a plague on them. That's what the Lord does, man, to defend Israel. Right. Pharaoh didn't listen. Pharaoh was hard-headed. He was oppressing God's children, and the Lord said it's time to bring him down now. He got to pay. Everybody got to pay when they hurt the Israelites. That's just that. Everybody. Lord, don't forget who hurting black and brown people. It might seem like a long time to us. It might seem like, God, when are we ever going to be free? But the Most High, don't forget, everything's being recorded. They still pulling up bodies in the graveyard. I'm going to go into it later. They still digging up black burial sites where they just covered up the bodies and covered up the ground of the murdered and built projects on it, put black people in them to live, and made businesses and corporations on top of the bodies, man. That's how they treat us. They disregard us like we ain't nothing. But guess what? We something to the Lord. That's right. We something to the Lord. And we was something in Egypt. Although Pharaoh, we was nothing to Pharaoh. The Egyptians looked at us like dirty, stank weirdos because we was farmers and all that, and they wasn't into that. They looked at us like nothing, but we was something to the Most High God. And the Most High God showed the Egyptians that we were something and they were nothing. That's about to happen in this modern day Egypt all over again. America gonna find out soon. We in the times. I'm gonna go into it. America gonna find out that there's a God in heaven that's all powerful and all strength. And he gonna bring wrath and send death angels, and they're gonna show America that we are still the favorite. Right. And that they are nothing, man.
Right.
That the Americans are nothing. Read on.
When I smite the land of Egypt.
He's gonna smite Egypt. He did smite Egypt, and he's gonna smite this modern day Egypt. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
And this day, this special, this first day, first month of the year, on this 14th day, the Lord said it would be unto us a memorial. Go ahead.
And ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations.
Listen closely now. He said, ye shall keep this tradition. He said, read it again from the top, 14.
And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
A memorial, go ahead.
And ye shall keep it.
We're supposed to keep this memorial, this feast, read.
A feast to the Lord throughout your generations.
We shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout our generations. Where you Christian Israelites at? Where you Old Testament Israelites at talking about you ain't supposed to be celebrating the Passover, the temple ain't built, this and that. We in the land of our oppressor. The Lord ain't say keep it until you in slavery and then stop. He didn't say don't keep it when you under your oppressor. He said keep it as a feast to the Lord in all your generations, man. Meaning as long as we here. You want to say something?
If I could, sir, where is the temple here? We in Egypt. At this point, you know what I mean? The Lord has shown us, our first Passover, we are right here in captivity. So that's no excuse. So like it, sir.
Right. Damn temple. Man, please. Come on now. We was in slavery in Egypt, like Yediah said. Right. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord showed them we was the wrong people to mess with. You understand? He's going to do the same thing in America. And we're going to keep celebrating this memorial, and we're going to keep it a feast of the Lord. April 15th, 2022, man. Be there or be square. Right. The Lord's Passover, man. First month of the year in April. You understand? We're going to get it in. Got a whole week planned out for the nation, man. Come whatever day you want, get into whatever you want to, man. Enjoy yourself. And on Passover, we're going to keep it a feast, and we're going to eat that good lamb with the bitter herbs, roasted by fire. You understand? We're going to drink wine. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful, man. Is that the end of the verse? End of 14?
A little bit more, sir.
Good.
Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
Forever. Forever. Forever. So whoever told you God's laws and all his holidays stop and all his memorials and his feast days stop because we in slavery, they lied to you. They lied to you. And they teaching you wrong. They are not the shepherds of the sheep. Commander General Yohana is the shepherd, man. He's the shepherd. He's the only one following this Bible, following the Most High in Christ as it should be, man. Keeping black men and women out of jail and out of prison, man. Giving them expert counsel and advising them on how to fix their life to stay out of this oppressor's cage. Because once you get in his cage, man, who knows what's going to happen to you? Christ said, agree with thine adversary quickly, man, for thou get tossed into prison. You understand? And I'm paraphrasing. I forget he say something like, and he ain't going to deliver you once you're tossed in that prison. Right. You understand? If you ain't following him, if you're doing the wrong thing and get yourself tossed in this oppressor's cage, right. That's why we got such expert counselors like the Commander General, General Mahiman, the generals, the captains, man. You understand? And we give life skills. Why? Because the Most High teaches life skills in the Bible. And everything we teaching you and telling you, we getting from his spirit out of this book. You understand? So that's the real new year. The real new year is not right now. We at the end of the year, but we got a couple more months before it's the new year. You understand? And what's going to be new in that time? Because it was cold as hell December 31st, right? January 1st, it was cold as hell too, like, but you understand? But the new year, around the Passover, that's when the spring starts. That's the springtime. That's when the Lord is finishing up his winter and he bringing in the spring, man. That's when you'll notice that the flowers starting to grow, the grass starting to grow again. The trees, the leaves on the trees are starting to grow again. Pay attention this year. You'll see. The Lord's showing you that it's something new about this time. You understand? So that's it. That's our new year, black and brown people, Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, Native American Indians, First Nation. That's our new year. Right. The time of the Passover. Now I'm going to go into a few news articles, man. Because once again, just like the Lord destroyed Egypt and freed us out, send that death angel, the Lord's stirring up the pot right now, getting ready to destroy America, a.k.a. modern day Egypt. You understand? He's stirring the pot because he's about to show them that they are nothing and we are everything. Because all our life in this hell called America, they done taught us that we are nothing and they are everything. Let's go to that first, the U.S. and Russia. I'm going to read a little bit of it.
U.S. and Russia face deep differences ahead of Ukraine talks.
Right. Like Russia, everybody know the history of America, right? America will befriend you and try to get close to you. You understand? But if you let your guard down and you accept them into your home, eventually they're going to kill you, take your home, and kick out the rest of your family, man. And you'll be homeless. Or else he'll give you a room in the same house you used to own. He'll give you a room and make you pay him rent. That's what our oppressor does. And the world knows that because they saw what he did to Gad. He saw what he did to Native American Indians. He sees what he does to black people, man. He sees how he treats, the world sees how they treat black and brown people in America, and the world don't want none of that. Why you think Saddam Hussein back in the day didn't want them coming over with their inspectors up in his country searching like it's just good like that, like it's nice like that? Saddam Hussein said, hell no, we don't trust this devil. And America, because of that, had to show their true hand and said, all right, he don't trust us enough to sneak up in his place and take over secretly. We're going to have to take over, the way we do it best, out in the open. And they found a way. They lied, said he did this. Did what they say Saddam did, stole all or had the atomic weapons. Lied, said he had weapons of mass destruction, right? Went over there, killed him, destroyed his rulership. And he ain't had no damn weapons, man, because that was their excuse to show that they need an excuse now. Politics command that they have an excuse for being the devil now. You understand? Politics. So they can't just go in and slaughter them. They wanted to. And you better know, before they even went, they had secret ops groups up in there already. You understand? They had secret ops and CIAs up in there already in the land, starting trouble. Sneaking weapons to the people that hated Saddam Hussein, trying to get them to overthrow him and be ready. Be ready when our people come in. Y'all be ready. And as soon as America went in and chopped Saddam Hussein, what did people do? They went crazy, pulled his statue down. They had a ball. Yes, America. Thank you, America. And ever since they took down Saddam Hussein, terrorists rose up all over the place, man. Saddam Hussein at least kept it at bay. You understand? His zone. He kept his zone at bay. Since he been gone, that's when all them terrorists rose up that still hate America. You think they would love America, but they still hate America. Even the ones who they so-called freed under Saddam Hussein's rulership. You understand? Because that's what happens. That's what happens. The Lord is stirring up the pot in this place, man. He's stirring up the pot. This about to be Egypt all over again. Right. Read.
After tough talk,
Jeremiah, I think I'll find it slocky.
After tough talk between Presidents Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin over the Russian troop buildup on the Ukraine border, both sides insist that they are hopeful that a pathway to ease tensions could open during diplomatic talks set for January. But less.
Read that again, slocky.
After tough talk between President Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin.
So tough talk. They talking against each other. Because why? America, again, is sneaking closer and closer to Russia, right? They didn't got the Ukraine to be okay with the U.S. And the U.S., they'll get up in Ukraine, right? Russia sees the writing on the wall. Because the U.S., United States, America, will get up in the Ukraine, and eventually the Ukraine will be a small America right next to Russia. And Russia is not going to allow that. Russia knows that the Americans are the devil. Why? Because the Russians are their brothers. And the Russians are the devil. So they know how Caucasians work because they Caucasians themselves. So they know if America keep getting good with Ukraine, and then Ukraine will eventually become like a little America over there. And then Russia got to deal with a little ass America right close to their country, man. Putin ain't having that. Putin ain't having that. He ready to go to war and take Ukraine to make sure America never turns Ukraine into little America over there. So now it's a problem now. Now Russia got its troops ready. America don't like it. Now they trying to find some excuse to go against Russia. So now they in talks. They in talks. Read it again, Yedaya.
Khan. It says, after tough talk between Presidents Joe Biden,
15.
After tough talk between Presidents Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin over the Russian troop buildup on the Ukraine border, both sides insist that they are hopeful that a pathway to easing tensions could open during the diplomatic talks set for January.
Right. So now they got talks this month on trying to come into a diplomatic, a sensible and civilized solution to this problem. Russia, they threatening Ukraine because they don't want America to take Ukraine, and the Ukraine is too affiliated with America when Ukraine used to be part of Russia. Used to be part of Russia. They the same people over there, the same tribe. You understand? But America getting their hooks in. You understand? Them, they're trying to turn Ukraine Christian and democratic. And soon you'll have a whole Ukraine that's really America sitting right there threatening Russia. And Russia ain't having that. Go ahead.
Khan. But less than 2 weeks to go before senior U.S. and Russian officials are to meet in Geneva. The chasm is deep, and the prospect of finding an exit to the crisis faces no shortage of complications.
Right. There's a lot of complications in this because the only real common sense solution to Russia is America, you back the hell up. You take your ships, you take your bases, and get away from Ukraine, man, and we'll leave them alone. But we ain't letting y'all come up in here and take over. You understand? Which is really the plot of America. Give me that next story, the one about the Israeli. The Israeli. So the Lord got the pot stirring up, man. Russia and America been stirring that pot for a good minute now. Again, the scriptures say the Lord is slow to wrath. We wanted to happen. I wanted to happen today. I wanted to get it on today. You understand? But let the Lord's will be done. He know what he's doing. And he know how to do it just right. You understand? Russia and America been at odds for a minute, stirring the pot, like the scripture said, man. Gog and Magog. You understand? And China also. China watching. You think China ain't talking to Russia? China is allies with Russia. You understand? Russia and China can't stand America. No country could really stand America. Even the ones that get money with America, they don't like America. They don't trust America all the way because they know the tradition in America is to be your friend until he cuts your throat and take everything you have. You understand? Read this next story.
Israeli jets hit militant targets in Gaza after rocket fire.
Israeli, go read on.
Israel's military said,
and remember, they call Israel Little America. They call Israel Little America because America funds them. Israel is like America's child. Right. You know, Israel gets billions of dollars a year from America in welfare. Yeah, Israel is on welfare from America, our tax dollars. Billions. They mad because they got to get a black woman $300 a month for her babies. $300 a month. Don't want to give a nigga nothing. Don't want to get a black man nothing. If the black man is poor enough and he broke enough, he may get $100 a month. You understand? And then that little 100 pisses out white people off. They need to get off welfare, get a job, get off welfare. Well, Israel has been on welfare for a good long time, man, decades and decades, and they get billions from America. On top of that, America makes Germany pay them money, man, reparations for that Holocaust. They got to pay too. So Israel is getting big money from welfare from other countries, man, and they get to thrive, and nobody calls them shiftless and lazy. Nobody calls them beggars. You understand? When there's more white people on welfare than black people could ever be. Getting more money, way more money than us. These little dress-wearing, head-covered Amish people you see in America sometimes, Amish, they on welfare. They get big welfare to fund their little sanctuaries and their lifestyle. You understand? A lot of people get welfare from America, from all our tax dollars. You understand? So Israel gets billions of dollars from America, and that's how they're able to stay afloat. That's how they're able to stay strong. You understand? Read.
Israel's military said early Sunday it launched strikes against militant targets in Gaza Strip a day after rockets were fired from the Hamas-ruled territory.
So they say in Gaza, Hamas rules Gaza, which are Arabs, so-called Muslims or whatever. And the Israelis say that they fired rockets on them. So then they goes and bomb the hell out of the Muslims, out of Gaza. Been fighting them for forever. The Muslims and the Israelis. You understand? Muslims against America. You understand? Because once upon a time, America used to be the terrorists against the Muslim world. It was called the the Crusades, the water. You look up the Crusades. Look up the Crusades. That's when the roles were so-called reversed, and the Christians were terrorizing the Muslims, man. And I ain't talking about the Christians that worship Yahushua, the real Christ. I'm talking about the Christians who worship a white God and white Jesus Christ. The Roman Catholic Church and all the Christian churches under them. They had armies and they would terrorize the Muslim countries. You understand? And now the Muslims they always fighting and trying to get America back, get the Christians back. That's where your so-called Muslim terrorists come from. Trying to avenge their people, man, from being slaughtered and being damn near eradicated to a minuscule people, man, small, with no power, hardly, compared to America, compared to the Christians. You understand? But America pushes us like, oh, why these Muslims keep bothering us? Why they keep trying to get us? High alert, got a terrorism alert. Why they knock down the buildings? Why do they blow themselves up and trying to kill us? They just hate America. I don't understand why. The average American, they stupid as hell, the average American, man. They don't know. They wonder why these Muslims keep trying to kill us, because they don't go look at the history of their people, man. This Christian society. There was a society of murderers. A society of murderers and terrorists. Now they done murdered and stole and got everything, made everybody slaves. Now they can sit back and put on suits and carry briefcase. You understand? And put on makeup and look good and get their hair done nice and get good cologne on and drive the best cars and the nice Lear jets and have the best condominiums and penthouses. Now they can front like they civilized and, you know, they the best in civilization. When all these things come from blood, comes from their murder and them causing blood to run through the streets. All these riches of America come from bloodshed, all of it. Read a little bit more on the story, then I'm going to jump to the next one.
Carnival Khan. Video filmed in Khan Yunis, southern Gaza Strip, showed 3 huge explosions and fighter jets that could be heard flying overhead. There was no immediate confirmation on possible casualties.
And listen, Israel got jets. They got fighter jets, man. Did America help them get? Did America support? They got fighter jets, fly past and bomb the hell out of a place, man. And that old Netanyahu, he wasn't never scared to say it either. Listen, they do something to us, we're going to avenge them. We don't care what nobody say. You ain't going to stop him. You know what I'm saying? If they could show or make somebody believe that they will attack first, man, he'll bomb the whole place, man. You understand? He'll bomb the whole place. Go to that next one about Baghdad. Come. Things is happening all throughout the Middle East, man. All throughout the Middle East. And that's where the Lord said he going to stir the pot, man, and bring us to World War III. Stirring up things over there. That's that area where the scripture referred to as the Valley of Decision. You understand? That area over there, Gog and Magog in the scripture is talking about Russia. Those areas where those people used to live, those areas is now occupied by who's called the Russians. The area of Gog and Magog. You read about Gomer being part of these last wars. That's talking about France. You know what I'm saying? Different countries that's going to come together, man. The 10 horns is going to all those different peoples and countries. You understand that they talk about in the book of Revelations. We got it?
Rally in Baghdad on anniversary of Iranian general's death.
So y'all know it's been a year since America killed that Iranian general. You understand? Who was looked at like a powerful, damn near like a god over there in Iran, man. Those Muslims looked at him like one of the chosen ones. And America went over there and killed him, man. America did what America does. They went over there and killed their leader. Go ahead.
Khan. Chanting anti-American slogans.
Doing what?
Chanting anti-American.
Chanting anti-American. Go ahead.
Slogans. Hundreds of people rallied in the Iraqi capital Saturday to mark the second anniversary of the killing of a powerful Iranian general and a top Iraqi militia leader in a U.S. drone strike.
Use the drone. You know that drone, you don't even hear the drone up in the sky. All you hear is a little whistle right before you don't hear nothing at all. A little shoop, and it's gone. Silence. You're done. You understand? They killed him. It's 2 years ago, second anniversary. Killed that general 2 years ago, man.
Oh, God.
Military leader. Iraq looked up to him. Iran looked up to him. And so now on his anniversary, they chanting against America, man. Hate America. Praying that their false god Allah destroy America. Unfortunately, Allah can't do nothing with America, man. Because Allah just can't hurt nobody. He's not even real, not even alive. It's not a real God. But they chant, they hope, and they pray. We're going to get the infidel. We hate America. Because America's still murdering them, man, and making sure they got no proper leadership over there. Making sure there's nobody to lead them to revolution. You understand? America learns. You knock down them buildings, boy, they go into the whole science of how it happened. And they make sure it never happened again. You understand? You end up blowing some building up, parking some truck in front of one of their buildings. They go into the whole science of how this happened from the beginning. They study you from your birth and who taught you, who you ran into your whole life, and then they study their life. And now they got a whole list of lives that they studied and how they got to this point and how they got this truck. They study the truck company and who running that and his life and his wife and woman and children, what schools they go to. And at the end of it, boy, they sit down and figure out, this is what we're going to do to never let this happen again. This is the most subtle beast of the field, man. He's the perfect adversary. He's a commendable adversary that the Lord then created in this devil he created. This crooked beast, this animal we call Esau, it's called Esau, a.k.a. the Caucasian, a.k.a. the white man. He's a formidable adversary, man, the perfect demon and devil. You understand? And he studied. Don't happen again. Read on.
The crowd called for the expulsion of remaining American forces from Iraq.
They want America out of there, man. Because once again, America getting your country, they there for a reason. They're not there just to be friends with you. They there to take over. They there to rule this place wherever this bastard goes. Wherever this devil goes, the end result, his end game is always he's in charge. You paying him rent for what used to be your house. You paying him taxes on what used to be your land. That's his end game all the time, man. All the time. So they want Americans to get the hell out of Iraq. Take the rest of their forces out of here. Read.
From Iraq during the demonstration commemorating the airstrike at Baghdad airport on January 3rd, 2020. The strike killed General Qasem Soleimani, who was the head of Iran's elite Quds force, and Abu Mahdi.
Listen, he was the head of Iran's elite squad force, man. He was a military expert with power, man. Go ahead.
And Abu Mahdi Adonis, deputy commander of Iran-backed and militias in Iraq, known as the Popular Mobilization Forces.
Correct. So these are top military leaders of Iran, man, over there in the Middle East. And guess what? Just like the Eagle does, he sent that. Was it stealth? He said, was it the stealth or the what was it? He dropped them bombs out of.
It was the drone. Sir.
The drone. The drone, just like the eagle. You know, he looked at as the eagle. The Lord called him the eagle, man. Because why? Eagles hover up high and they got expert eyesight. And they see they prey way down on the ground and they swoop down and the prey never sees it coming half the time, man. They never see it coming. By the time they feel the wind from his feather, they looking up. Bow, the claw got him. You know what I'm saying? That's how eagles get their play. And that's that damn drone. That stealth bomber too, but that drone also sit up in the sky. It can see you from way up there with them damn cameras, and it put the fix on you. Once it learn, if they think they know where you at, they put the fix on you. They bring them targets together. Boop, that light come on red. We ready? Push that button and boo, you out of here, man. You out of here, and you never see it coming, man. Swift as the eagle, this beast is. Read. Give me Matthew 24:3.
The U.S.-led coalition formally ended its combat mission supporting Iraqi forces in the ongoing fight.
Again. They ended its combat mission, it said?
Go
ahead.
The U.S.-led coalition formally ended its combat mission supporting Iraqi forces in the ongoing fight against the Islamic State group at the end of December. About 2,500 troops will remain for the foreseeable future, however, to continue supporting Iraqi forces in an adversary role. So like an advisory role, some militia leaders have insisted of the departure of all U.S. troops.
They want America out of there, man. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. White people cannot be trusted. Let me hip you to something. They can't be trusted, man. You trust them and bring them close into your world, they're going to disrupt your world eventually because it's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the snake. The snake don't know how not to bite you. You understand? The lion don't know how not to attack you. The wolf don't know how not to attack you. They don't know how. You understand? They don't know how. You could beg them. You know what I'm saying? You could try to talk them down. The snake can say, listen, I won't bite you. I don't want to bite you. You're my friend. You've been feeding me. You've been taking care of me. I don't want to bite you. Take me out the cage. Come on, man. I know you look out for me, and I know you're going to feed me, so I don't need to bite you. I know you're going to do this. You take him out that cage, and you lay him on your bed next to you. He's going to bite the hell out of you because he can't help it. He's going to bite you and at the same time say, oh, my God, I guess this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to bite you, but I just had to bite you. Because why did he bite you? Because you're there. Because you're there. And it's in his nature to bite you. This white man is the same way. If he say he don't want to, who knows? Maybe he mean it. I don't want to harm you. I'm not here to hurt you. I love black people. I support black people. I support your revolution, man. I want you to have reparations too. When the sugar honey iced tea hit the fan, he's going to murder and oppress you. He just can't help it. He'll stand with you and go to war against somebody with you. And when y'all defeat that person and you say, oh, we did it, man, we did it. And you give the white man a hand because y'all both conquered this third enemy. He's going to say, oh, no problem, man, no problem. Now get on the goddamn ground. And he's going to put the gun to you because that's just in his nature. He can't share this with you. This is a victory. Y'all did it. We did it. We did it. I can't share this with him. Get on the ground, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now he's going to put you in a cage and he's going to bring his people over. More of his people. You understand? And they going to grow. And at the same time, he know you did you wrong. He know he did you wrong, right? He know he just slighted you and hoodwinked you. So he got to always be prepared for you to rise up against him. He know it's only natural. White people done said it. I don't know how black people tolerated us for this long. Because I know if the roles were reversed, white people would have went to war with them by now. We don't care. We'd have just went to war. And we'd have died if we have to. But we wouldn't have took this oppression this long. I don't know how black people do it. White people say that. And they right. They're right. That's what they would do. But we being the children of Israel, under this curse, we think we could just grovel long enough and cry long enough and die long enough that he'll say, all right, that's enough. Let's stop killing them. But this, the white man, he's not that kind of animal. He's not the kind of animal that'll look at all that he's killed and pillaged and destroyed and feel something and say, oh my God, look what I've done. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. Let's make everything right. Let's make the world a better place. It's time to stop. Look at all we've done. No. This is the kind of devil that will see all his carnage, see all the blood, see all the mayhem, see all the murder, and then he will send people to make sure there's nobody else to murder and pillage and conquer. Right. And if they search and find nobody, they'll create some way to murder and pillage. They'll create a way. They'll start to take their sights in the stars. They'll try to go conquer and pillage in the stars. Or they'll conquer and pillage deep under the sea. But they will find something to conquer and pillage because it's in them and they can't help it, man. God said, who can make straight that which I have made crooked? Right. You can't change this animal. Mm-hmm. This is the nature of the beast, and he is for sure the beast. Right. Read Matthew 24:3.
Khan. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 3.
This is our king. Go ahead.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives.
So Yahushua, Jesus Christ, he was sitting on the mountain of Olives, the Mount of Olives. Go ahead.
The disciples came unto him privately, saying,
And his disciples came to him. Them black brothers that rode with him, them black and brown men that rode with him. You understand that he taught. This was the school back then. This was the school during this time. Him and these brothers right here. This was the school. This was the ISUPK back then. Read.
Tell us, when shall these things be?
Because before this, you read the first and second verse, they were showing Christ the buildings and the temples and all the great work and architecture. And Christ told them, yeah, all this is great. That's fine. But the day is coming where all this is going to be knocked the hell down and made into dust. Christ was telling them about the end, about the destruction. So then they said, man, since we on the subject, Lord, tell us when these things going to be. Go ahead.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
And how do we know when that time going to be, Lord? What's going to be the sign of your coming back? Of you coming back to do these things? Go ahead.
And of the end of the world.
And of the end of the world. What is this proving? This is proving that the second coming of Christ is the same thing, is synonymous with the end of the world. Now, what does end of the world mean? The planet ain't going away, going nowhere. The Lord said the earth abided forever. The end of the world just simply means the end of Esau's world, the end of the white man's world. His rulership, his kingdom, his dominance on this earth, it's the end of that. So Christ coming back, Christ is coming, is going to end white people's rulership everywhere. That's what it means. And the disciples understood that. And they just wanted to know, since he's talking about the destruction that we know is coming one day, you understand? Tell us when it's going to happen. When you coming back, Lord? And when is it going to be the end of the Romans world? This time it was the Romans. When is it going to be the end of this Roman world we living in? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man
jump down to 6.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
These are the signs. These are the signs of Yahweh's coming. These are the signs of the end of the world. Read that again.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And we just read a few of many. And these things keep coming up, man. They say Russia just built some supersonic missile, man. I forget what they did. I should have looked up the name. This missile got a terrible name. Some old supersonic missile, man. Supersonic maybe in the name of it. All type of weapons, man. They building. I think Iran supposed to have nuclear heads now. For sure, China got it, and Japan is practicing with nuclear weapons now. Even after they told America they're not going to do it, everybody's arming up. Because why? There's rumors of world. What is a rumor? Something talked about, something discussed, something that's in the air. And you see the news every day. Russia, tension with Russia and Ukraine, tension with Russia and America, tension with Hamas and Israel, tension with China and America, tension with Japan and America, Korea. You know what I'm saying? You hear a lot of tension and talk of fighting and different things going on in the world. Even America, the government in America said right now, we think we're in another Cold War. That's what politicians will tell you today. They said, we think we're in another Cold War. What's a Cold War? A Cold War is an actual world war, but they ain't got to the weapons yet. They ain't got to the missiles and the jets yet. It's just tension and sending spies in each other's country and doing small little attacks with your secret co-ops, your co-op military forces. Small things that you don't hear about. Things they got concealed for American safety, for national security. You understand? So these things are happening, man. We in the middle of a war. The third world is starting, man. Third World War. It's just right now we ain't got to the weapons. But the Lord said the signs of me coming back and the signs of the end of this white man's world is the talk of war in the air, the discussions of war. You're going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled.
Don't piss on yourself. Don't get all crazy. Like, oh, what are we going to do? Where we going to hide when it starts? We need to find some bunkers and bases. The Lord said, don't be troubled by that. The Lord is causing the war. So you think he got your safety in mind if you're his servant. Right. If you're serving him, he got your safety already planned out. Read.
For all these things
Slack it said, but it says, read it again. For all, slack it. Did I jump? Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. See that you be not troubled. Slack it. Go ahead.
For all these things must come to pass.
Because these wars and these rumors of wars, it got to happen. A lot of things got to happen before Christ come back. And they've been happening, man. These plagues, you understand? Just like in Egypt had plagues, so does America have plagues. You understand? And now these talks of war, talks of actual warfare is going to be happening. You read the Apocrypha, it said while these nations fighting each other, it said, then our king is going to come back. He's going to come. He's going to break the sky. And then it said all these different nations and races, they're going to leave off from fighting each other, and they're going to all turn to fight him. They're going to all try to stop him from coming. Once Christ and the angels invade this earth, man. They're going to turn to fight him. Of course, they're going to lose and lose bad. Right. They're going to lose bad, but the scriptures say they're going to be, in the Apocrypha, they're going to say they were sore afraid, but still durst fight. I mean, they're going to be scared, pooping their pants when black men come from the sky all over the damn earth. They're going to be scared to death, but brother, they're going to be still fighting and pushing buttons and shooting rockets and trying to take off with their stealth bombers and they drones. They're going to have the drones come around, but the drones can't beat the angels. Right. A stealth bomber can't stop Michael. Right. The supersonic Russian missile, it can't stop Gabriel. Right. You know what I'm saying? They weaponry and all they secret things that we don't even know about, it can't touch the Lord, man. Right. Can't touch his angels. The Lord will send a frost while Christ's coming back that'll shut down every plane. Christ will come back with 200 million angels and a frost leading them, freezing up every goddamn thing. They hop in them planes and try to push them buttons for them rockets and nothing happens. Oh my God. Ice is icing up on all the bunkers and shelters. The Lord can do all these things, man. He took down a plane with a few birds, right? With a few birds, took down a plane. The Most High, man, come on, he's a terrible power. And he got such plans. It's going to be amazing what he does to America. Can I get that real quick? You got Jeremiah 16? We're going to come back to Matthew. Jeremiah 16, I forget what verse, I think it was 15 maybe. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what the Lord said. Because it's going to be amazing when he take us out of America, man. What he going to do to this white man in America, brother, it's going to be the perfect payback for everything this devil has done to us and is still doing. And he done some horrible things to us, black man and woman. Come on, brown man and woman. He done some horrible things to us and still doing it. And still doing it. But the way the Most High going to put it on him when he send Christ and them angels, he going to avenge every drop of what we want done to the white man is going to happen. And more. And more. We're going to totally be satisfied on how the Lord going to put this man down. Read Jeremiah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, to the 16th and verse 15. But the Lord liveth that brought up the children.
Read 14 first.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16 and verse 14. Mm-hmm. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
So we just read earlier about our new year, right? Where the Lord sent the death angel and killed the firstborn of every man and beast in Egypt, right? To deliver us out of Egypt. Before that, he sent boils on the Egyptians, man. Meaning that's when your inside of your behind is making its way to the outside. What's that called? Hemorrhoids, the water. You read the scripture in Egypt. They had the roids. That's what that is, the hemorrhoid. You understand? Then they had boils, man, where holes, bubbles and holes pop up in your body, man. The Lord turned the body to red. No, that's painful, man. Them boils is painful. Hemorrhoids is painful too and disgusting. You understand? And the water turned to red, man. Killed the fish. The crops was destroyed from flies and locusts, man. The Lord plagued Egypt, man. You understand? He played Egypt. And now the Lord is saying the day is coming where the Most High ain't even going to be famous for that no more. Because that's what he's famous for. The Most High God is famous. His most famous thing is how he took us out of Egypt. He split the Red Sea for us. Had a chariot, an actual UFO, divide the Egyptians from us as we were getting the hell out of there after he killed the firstborn. You understand? That's what the Lord is famous for in the Bible. But the Lord said this. Wait, read that again.
Khan. It shall no more be said.
It ain't no more going to be said. Go ahead.
The Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Because that's what we can say proudly. Our God is alive. He lives. The Most High liveth. Because he brought us out of Egypt, man, with great plagues and atrocities and death on those Egyptians. Only a living God could do that. Can't no statue do that. Your cross could never do that. That rock sitting over there in Mecca that you call Allah or the Kaaba stone, he can't do that. But the Lord liveth. The Most High God of Israel, he liveth. And he brought us out of Egypt, man. But guess what? A day is coming where he ain't going to be known. It ain't going to be said the Lord is famous for that no more. Read.
Verse 15. But the Lord liveth.
And now, instead, it's going to be said the Lord is famous, because that's what this liveth mean. The Lord is famous. Our God is alive and he's famous for bringing us out of Egypt. He ain't going to be famous for that no more. Soon it's going to be said that he's famous for what?
That brought up the children of Israel.
Soon it's going to be said that the Most High God of Israel is famous now for bringing the Israelites
from the land of the north.
From the land of the north. Go back to Matthew. From the land of the north, man. And then after I say, and from all the places where he scattered us at. That's what it say, man. That's what the Most High going to be famous for. So imagine splitting the Red Sea. And when I think about it, it's incredible. It's incredible that we even witnessed it. And those are amazing miracles, man. And you mean to tell me that what the Lord going to do to America is going to be greater than that? Whoo-wee. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be the big payback. Y'all remember James Brown? Y'all kind of young. I don't know. The big payback. It's going to be the big payback, man. We're going to get this thing, man. We're going to get it. The Most High, what he going to do to this man, what he going to do to this man of sin that he's revealing right now is going to be extraordinary. Way extra, more extraordinary than what he did in Egypt. That's amazing to me. I can't even think of what's going to happen, man. I can only imagine. And I got a somewhat wild imagination. I can only imagine. But I know the Most High, he going to blow all minds on the earth. And all the people of the earth that survive, it's going to say, whew, we don't want none of their God. What, y'all say don't eat pork? The Chinese going to say, well, y'all say don't eat pork and we eat no more pork. We want the no God of Israel. No, we eat the no more pork, no more squid. We eat the no more squid, no more lobster tail. No, tell us what to do. You understand? The Japanese, same thing. Everybody going to want instructions after that. Everybody going to want to know, what orders do you Israelites have for us? Please. But no God of Israel, please. Please. The Arabs, they're going to burn that rock. If that rock survives, when the smoke clears, we're going to hear that it's on fire. Like, how to get on fire? The Arabs did that. The Arabs burned that rock themselves and said, no God of Israel. Go ahead.
Africans and these Indians are finally going to wash their behind.
You know what I'm saying? Them Africans going to say, Israelites say wash? I'm going to wash. But no God of Israel. You know what? No God of Israel, please. You know what I'm saying? They all going to get in line. Right. It's going to be a beautiful day for us, man. Beautiful day. And listen, all we got to do is stop getting high. All we got to do is stop backbiting your brother, man. All we got to do is stop whoring our sisters out and stop being whores. All we got to do is give up chitlins. God damn, is that hard? That's too much to get all these beautiful things that we supposed to get. I can't give up a pig's ass. Come on, man. Come on. Read in Matthew.
Come on. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Right. That's what's going on now all over the earth in the news. Go ahead.
See that ye be not troubled.
Don't be troubled. Don't, it's all right. It's part of the prophecy. It's part of our freedom. Go ahead.
For all these things must come to pass.
All these things what?
Must come to pass.
All these things must come to pass. There has to be war in order for us to be free. We will never be free without war. That's why the Christian church does us such a disservice by acting like being physical and being violent is not the answer. They do us such a disservice to say that we have to be peaceful, little sweet, pretty lambs and never hurt a fly. Well, you're going to be slaves forever. You're going to be slaves forever. Don't wish bad on nobody. Don't. No, it's wrong. Well, Christ said there are going to be wars and rumors of wars. And he said all these things must come to pass. Read it again. Must what?
For all these things must come to pass.
It must come to pass. They got to happen. This is your Jesus. Jesus, right? Jesus said war has to happen. He just said it. It must come to pass. Read.
But the end is not yet.
And guess what? Guess what? Although we hearing the wars and the rumors of wars and people dying, the end ain't here yet. The end ain't here yet. He telling the disciples, it ain't over yet. These are the signs, though. But we ain't there yet. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
That's a race war. Your nation is your race. Your tribe, your race. You know what I'm saying? Your heritage. Different cultures fighting against each other. The Arab nation and is the Jewish nation. You know what I'm saying? The Chinese and the Americans. You understand? Hell, they've been waged war on us. The nation of Caucasians against the Israelite nation, black and brown people. They've been killing us. They've been rose up against our nation, subdued us, divided us, fed us all the things and taught us all the ways to live that angers our God. Chemical warfare with these drugs. You understand? Psychological warfare with all these religions and all these TV shows to make us laugh at transsexuals. That's psychological warfare.
Right.
When our kids got to watch Santa get a boyfriend. First Santa in the first place is psychological warfare. Now he got a boyfriend. That's more psychological warfare on top of psychological warfare. You understand? Every cartoon got to have something gay in it or something lesbian. Every good show, I used to enjoy some of these shows. Now there got to be a homo or a lesbian in it. A lesbian or sodomite in it. You understand? Read.
And kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom, man. America, Russia, Ukraine, Russia, China, America, Japan, Korea, Japan, China, Israel, and the Gaza Strip, the Arabs, Israel and Iraq, Iran, in America. You understand? Kingdom shall rise against kingdom. Go ahead.
And there shall be famines.
And there shall be famines. Go ahead.
And pestilences.
Again, plagues. Plagues from the Lord. Famines, man. People starving. Hell, y'all been seeing Ethiopian commercials forever, right? That was a sign that we coming to the times of the end. All my young childhood, every Ethiopian commercial, there's a fly on their eyeball. And they half dead, bodies half dead. They don't even feel the fly. They just looking fly on their eyeball. I said, God damn, I'm swinging at the TV. Get that shit off your eye, man. Get the fly off your goddamn eyeball. And they just sitting there with the fly, just loving their eyeball, just loving it. In their ear, back out their ear. And they just half dead, man. You understand? Because the Lord said in the scriptures, I hate the Ethiopians. Or I'm going to smite the Ethiopians, paraphrasing. He can't stand them people, man. But all these type of things got to happen, man. Read.
And earthquakes.
Earthquakes, man. Philly had his first one I remember a couple years back. Y'all remember that? I couldn't believe it. I said, God damn. Is this an earthquake in Philly? Shit shaking. It was ridiculous, man. Earthquakes in diverse places. Go ahead.
In diverse places.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
These are the beginning of sorrows, man. The beginning of sorrows. Revelation 17 and 16. It's just the beginning. The Lord is fulfilling these prophecies. You understand? And we see, and by these prophecies, we know we in the last days. We know we close to the end, man. We do not have long in America, man. We ain't got long. All you got to do is hold on, man. Keep your sword wet and sharp. Keep it sharp and wet, man. Don't put it down. Don't put down your sword, man. Many men thought that the ISUPK was just temporary. Went back into the world. Said, nah, this white man ain't giving up what he got. He ain't giving up his kingdom. He ain't got to give it up. The Lord taking it from him. He taking it from him. A lot of you go into the world because man, I've been in you 5 years, man. I don't see no progress. I don't see nothing. You're impatient and you're a disloyal bastard. You understand? Good. I'm glad you're gone. I'm glad you're gone. The only way you could win my friendship is coming in here as a trooper, as a young man, and learning from the beginning. From the beginning. Go ahead.
This book of Revelation, chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
When you read above this, it's talking about a great whore that sitteth upon many waters, talking about America. America's a whore. Why is it called a whore? Because a whore let anybody come into her. Anybody. You ain't got to be nothing special. Many men go into whores. That's what makes her a whore. You understand? And America's the same way. They take everybody, every culture, every belief, every religion, every tradition. Where you think your Christmas come from? A bunch of different cultures and pagan celebrations that they ball up into one and add some things to it. That's a whore. You understand? All of your American holidays and traditions, man. America get from other cultures and just rename it, flip it, reshape it, add some things to it, and then they call it something else and make everybody happy. They appease everybody. You understand? Even Jewish people got a goddamn Christmas and a Santa Claus. They call him Hanukkah Harry. The nigga is Hanukkah Harry. He's a crypto. Santa Claus is a blood. Hanukkah Harry he wears blue. Same white beard and everything. Christmas tree all the same. It's just that they call it the Hanukkah bush. They call it the Hanukkah bush. It don't got the star at the top. They got the shield. It got the shield of David on top. You understand? But they all from the same animal, man. They all a bunch of whores. They just add each other's false beliefs and make it their own. You understand? The whore. The Lord said, these shall hate the whore, meaning, Slaki. Can I get them quarters put in the car? These shall hate. You mind picking it up, you die? Revelation 17 and 16. Oh, you did already.
I did from the beginning.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
I already had 2 hours on there. Beginning of the class? Yeah. So there's no more quarters? Dang. I'm jamming. No sweat. Don't sweat it. The water. No problem. No problem. I usually put 2 quarters in when I 2 hours in when I come and save the rest for when it run out. The water though. No sweat. So read it again from the top.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 17, in verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
So America being a whore, the 10 horns being different nations among across this earth, different kingdoms and nations and rulerships. You understand? It said they gonna hate the whore. Read.
And shall make her desolate and naked.
This is going to war. This is world war. They're gonna fight this whore. Why? Because they all hate her, man. They all hate America. America got no friends. It's just that America got all the power right now. They are, in fact, the #1 superpower on the earth. And they do, in fact, have the the greatest military in the history of life and the earth. You understand? The only army that's greater than America's army would be the army of the Most High in Christ. That's the only army more powerful and greater than America's army. You understand? And they the ones coming to get us. They the ones coming to rescue us. You understand? They the ones coming to get us. And it's going to be a wonderful day, man. It's going to be a wonderful day. They're going to make her desolate and naked. Read.
They shall hate the whore, and they shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
And going to war, man. Going to war. Read.
Verse 17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
So when the Lord is ready, he going to have them shoot missiles at America and burn America up. You understand? But until then, even now, before that, they fulfilling the will of God concerning this great whore. For the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. Read.
And to agree.
To agree. Go ahead.
And give their kingdom unto the beast.
And give their kingdom unto the beast. Why is America the number one superpower on this earth? Because all of the other nations have agreed and they have submitted to America. They've submitted to America. The Lord have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. He wanted America to get great and strong, just like he did with Pharaoh. Tell you in the book of Romans, 9th chapter. He allowed Pharaoh to get great and strong the same way he do in America, man. And then what he do at the end? When Pharaoh was big and strong, he destroyed Pharaoh to show Pharaoh who really was the strongest. Same thing he's going to do in America. Same thing he's going to do in America. America's great and powerful and strong. He's going to come smash America. Then the world going to know who's really the strong one. Read.
Until the words of God shall be fulfilled.
So until then, the Lord made these other nations submit to America and be weak under America and allowed America to be the superpower. You understand? Until the words of the Most High be fulfilled. Until we done with these prophecies, until we raised up, man, until we got all the people in this school that the Lord wanted in this school, that's when it's going to be over. That's when his word is going to be fulfilled. You want to say something? Okay, no sweat. So that's it. That's it on that. That's it on that. Go to let me see, 30 minutes. Go to let me break down some of these questions first before I get into these other emails. Get the first question.
Can I get a breakdown of Matthew 18 and verses 2 through 6?
No sweat. Matthew's 18th chapter, 2nd verse to the 6th verse.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 2. And Jesus called a little child unto him.
So now Yahushua, our black king, he called a child over to him doing his teachings and whatnot, rolling with the disciples. He called a young Israelite over to him. Go ahead.
And set him in the midst of them.
And he sat the child in the midst of his disciples and the people that was listening to him. Go ahead.
And he said, verily I say unto you.
Verily means truly. He said, truly. This is the truth I'm about to tell you. And I'm going to say it to you. Go ahead.
Except ye be converted.
Except you be converted, meaning change. Except you change your life. Go ahead.
And become as little children.
And become as little children, meaning I don't care what your background was. I don't care what you learned up until this point. I don't care how long you've been in the church. I don't care how long you've been in the mosque. I don't care how much you've been rolling with Jewish people and converted to Judaism. I don't care what your life lessons have been in this earth. I'm here now. I'm here now. Now you got to change. And why did he use the little child? He's going to tell you. He took the little child, put him in the middle of them, and said, except you be converted or changed and become as little children, go ahead.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
You're not going to get the kingdom of heaven. You have to change to get the kingdom of heaven. For when Christ come back, if you ain't became like a child, and what does he mean become like a child? What does he mean become as little children? Children are like blank chalkboards. Blank chalkboards that you could just write on and fill with information. They like a book with empty pages. It's just ready for you to type and fill the book in. They like empty cups. Empty cups that you pour the best things into, man. That's what a child is like. So Christ is saying all that stuff you done learned and it filled up your mind, all that BS and all that American tradition and all that garbage you learned in your religion, now it's time for you to change. Dump all that out. Dump it all out and become empty. Become empty and ready to learn the truth just like little children are. Little children are like receptacles for everything around them. That's why when they grow up like gremlins, everybody know that's the parent's fault. And the parent might be, well, I didn't teach him that. I didn't say that to him. I never told him that. You ain't got to tell them that directly. They absorbing everything they see and hear around them, and you in charge of what they see and hear. You in charge of what they're exposed to. So if they're exposed to some nonsense and that gets in them, now they like a cup filled with nonsense, man. And it's your duty to protect them from that, man, and put the right things inside of them. And when anybody try to put the wrong things out of them, it's your job to purge it out of them and catch it. You to catch it and get it out of them, man, and put the right thing in them. Read.
Verse 4, whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child.
So now Christ is saying, whoever humble himself as a little child, meaning they don't care what you done learn in your religion and in your life. You come into ISUPK, don't come in here to teach us a goddamn thing, anything. Don't sit in our class with your hand raised, and brother call on you. You like, yeah, see, because back when, I used to study Sissoba Sabuba Day, right? And when I visited Ghana, right, I found that the tribes of some of the clan and some tribe of Fatum Day, right? Because the Israelites and all, we shut your mouth. You understand? You come in here to learn because we got the word of God. The Lord is with us, man. You understand? And you got to become like a little child to even be converted or changed and get the truth inside of you, man. It said, whosoever therefore will humble himself, meaning shut your mouth. Don't come amongst the priests and the prophets acting like you know anything, man. If anything, ask their opinion on what you think you know. Salaki, excuse me, sir. I had read this book that said this and this and this and this and this. What do you think about that? Can you correct me on that? Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. So and so and so and so. That's how you come to these priests and prophets. So they can correct you when you say something stupid. But they'll recognize your humility in saying, correct me if I'm wrong, sir. I read this and learned this. Is that true? That's how you're supposed to come, man. To get all them things purged out of you. Read.
The same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
And if you humble yourself and be like a little child, you will be great in the kingdom of heaven, man. Commander John Junior Hanna always taught us that the greatest trooper was the greatest general. And the greatest general was the greatest trooper. Where did he learn that from? Yahushua. Yahushua said, the master is greater than the servant. Yet, I'm here serving y'all. Christ showed them disciples that he was serving them. He was their servant, man. Although he was their master. Why? Because the greatest master is the greatest servant. And the greatest servant is the greatest master, man. They go hand in hand. That's why it's so important when I tell brothers, to protect this school, man, and look out for this school. You understand? And because you know, and you have authority. You have authority to protect the school and be the watchman of the school, man. You understand? And you hear anything foul to attack it, man. Go into it. Bring it to council. Let's deal with it. And you to make sure it get dealt with so that it does not grow in the ISUPK. You understand? We the protectors of this place. You understand? We the protectors of this place. And now, Slock it, what it say? And who's receive? And so now being protectors, you know what I'm saying? We got to having that authority. So two things you got to remember having that authority. Number one, you got to root out any poison and attack it and make sure it don't grow in this school. And two, you got to love the ones that's under you, man. The ones that are under you, that serve you and call you sir and call you Adawan, you better damn well make sure that you are taking care of them. Make sure that you're taking care of them. You understand? And he's going to show you. Christ about to say it. Read.
Verse 5.
Read the last line again.
Khan. Verse 4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
You're going to be great in the kingdom if you learn to humble yourself, man. And you come in here and learn. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
And now, the brothers and sisters who come in here to learn and empty themselves out and become and change their lives and be born again, they come in here to learn and they growing in the spirit of the Lord. The Lord loves them. The Lord loves them. Right. And you better watch how you treat them. Right. Watch how you treat these brothers, man, who come in here innocent, ready to be filled up with the truth of the Lord. Watch how you treat these sisters that come in here to learn innocently, like children, and be filled up with this truth and with the Holy Spirit, man. Watch how you treat them. Because if you receive them, the Lord's saying you receive him. You receive him. Now, what's the other side? If you disrespect and harm them, then you harming the Lord, man. You harming the Lord. You understand? You doing the Lord wrong, and the Lord know how to defend himself. Right. He ain't no punk. You understand? He ain't no sissy. Right. You understand? His turn the other cheek ain't like the Christians make you think. He ain't gonna let you beat the hell out of him. You understand? Right. He gonna handle you the right way. Read.
Verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones.
Now, if you offend them, this is the other side. If you receive them, you receive the Most High. You receive Christ, his son. You understand? But if you offend one of these young brothers and sisters coming in here to learn, you over them, they calling you sir, they calling you out of wine, you better take care of them like Christ takes care of us. You better damn well do it. You understand? Read.
Which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck.
It's better. If you hurt one of these brothers and sisters in this school, coming in here to learn, and you got a little authority and rank, and you abusing them or doing something wrong to them, you understand? Then, whoa, boy, it'd be better. And if you're in the world, for you that's in the world that's not in the ISUPK, you deal with one of these priests or these sisters in the ISUPK wrong, it'd be better for you if what?
Khan, that a millstone were hanged about his neck.
That a giant stone, a giant millstone, a big stone used for grinding things on, be tied to your neck. Read.
And that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
That would be better. That would be better for you. It would be better for you to be drowned by this rock, which is a horrible thing. To be tied at your neck by this giant stone and tossed you in the river. And you just going down and down and down, about to die and drown. That's horrible, right? But it would be better than the Lord, how the Lord going to deal with you if you deal with one of these priests wrong. If you deal with one of these sisters wrong. Right. If you speak against these priests, what the Most High going to do to you is going to be worse than a millstone tied about your neck and you drowned in the waters, man. What the Most High going to do to you be worse. If you some bitch gossiping about the priest, gossiping about other sisters, trying to spread poison and break the brotherhood or the sisterhood of the ISUPK, what the Lord is going to do to you is 100 times worse than having a millstone tied about your neck, man. It'd be worse. It'd be worse. So that's what that scripture's talking about, man. It's talking about changing, man. Being born again, getting rid of all the BS that you done learned, and humbling yourself and learning who you are and what that means for the first time in your life. Because nobody else has it but the ISUPK. Your church, they never taught you none of these things. Church don't even know slave ships is in the Bible. Right. The church, who the first ones to call you a sinner. Y'all remember Sanford and Son, that famous Christian, Esther? You fish-eyed fool, you's a sinner, you's this and that. Christians, who are the biggest accusers of what a sinner is, they couldn't even tell you the biblical definition of a sin. Right. You ask a Christian, how does God define sin? They're going to go into all this BS that they done heard from some pastor all their life, but never go into what the Bible says a sin is. Why? Because if they knew what the Bible said a sin was, the church got to die. The church got to go away. Because what the Bible says a sin is against everything that the church teaches, which is the law. The church doesn't follow the law because Jesus did away with the law. But God said a sin is breaking those same laws. That's what a sin is. So if the law is gone and done away with, there are no sinners, Christians. There are no sinners. But we all know that the law is still good and valid. Christ said it's always going to be good, man. He said, what did he say? I forget the day. He said, give me that. Give me Matthew 5:17 real quick. Let's read it. Let's read it. I done forgot more than most people know. Hell, you know what I'm saying? He said, don't think that I'm destroying the law, man. That's what Christ said. So again, you Christians who are the big accusers of a sinner, you sinner, you need Jesus. That's what they say when they say you need Jesus. They saying you're a wicked sinner. That's what they say. Oh, you need Jesus. He needs Jesus. And it's like, oh, they need Jesus. They're calling you a sinner. But a sinner is somebody who breaks God's laws. So according to the Bible, the Christians are sinners because they say the law is done away with. They are the sinners because they don't follow the law because they believe Jesus did away with it. But let's see what Jesus said. It's easy to find out if it's right or wrong. I don't know what's wrong with Christians. Right. If you're confused about if the law is done away with or not, just, ask Jesus. Right. Ain't that what you always say? Ask Jesus. You better go to Jesus. Well, we're going to go to Jesus right now. Let's see what Jesus say about the law. Because if there's no law, there's no such thing as a sinner. Right. But if the law is still good and valid, then, then there can be a sinner. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
And this is the words of Jesus Christ, written in red. You got one of them Bibles where it's written in red? It's written in red. These are the words of King Yahushua. He said what?
Think not.
Stop. He said, think not. Number one, that's the first thing he's telling you. Don't think whatever he's about to say. Don't think this. Because if you think this, you're going to be off. You're going to be far from God if you think this. He's telling you, don't think this thing he's about to say. Now, what is he saying to think not?
That I am come to destroy the law.
Don't think. Don't put it in your mind. Don't you believe that I'm come to destroy the law. Now, this is the church's foundation. That he died and did away with the law. When he said, get it out your stupid, dumb Christian white man worshiping mind. Get it out of your mind, that lie that I'm come to destroy the law, because I did not. He said, think not that I am come to destroy the law. Go ahead.
Or the prophets.
Or none of the prophecies in the Bible. That's what prophets mean. He ain't come to get rid of nothing the prophet said, nothing Moses said, nothing Aaron said, nothing King David said. Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Hosea, he ain't come to do away with none of the words he said. The Old Testament is just as alive as the New Testament. Right. You understand? Just as alive. And think not that he come to destroy those things. Read.
I am not come to destroy.
I never came to get rid of my father's laws. All those laws and rules that my father put in the Bible, you think I'm just going to come die and they're gone? All that hard work and all those beautiful instructions? He's saying, don't think with your dumb mind that he came to get rid of these laws or the prophecies. He ain't come to destroy none of them. Read.
But to fulfill.
But to what?
Fulfill.
But to what?
Fulfill.
He came to fulfill those prophecies. He came to fulfill those laws, meaning what? He came to obey them. He came to obey them. When the scripture said he shall drink gall, he drunk gall in his lifetime. You understand? When the scriptures say, what else? Give me something that said about when he said he was bruised for our transgressions. Right. He fulfilled that. Right. And he got beat for our sins because he was innocent. Right. He was innocent, man. He came not to destroy those laws. He came to fulfill the laws, man. He didn't eat pork. He didn't eat shrimp. He didn't eat crab. And he never died for you to do it, stupid. If he didn't do it, why would he die for you to do it? If he believed you could do something after he was dead, he would have showed you to do it while he was alive. You understand? He was here for an example to show us. Hebrews 2:16 said he was not born like angels. He was born like the son of Abraham, man. He was born like his brothers were born. So he can give us safety and show us we can do these things that we required to do by God. He did them. And he was no different from us. You understand? He was no different from us. So I ain't going to get on a rant about it. He ain't never do away with them laws. Right. Let's go to this last question. If I got time, I'll get back to the emails. The second one.
Khan. So Shalom, Adawan Salaki. Can I get a breakdown of Romans 9 and verse 24?
Khan. Romans 9 and 24. Let's get that.
Khan. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 24.
Khan.
Even us, whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
So now, Paul said, even us whom the Lord have called. He called the Israelites. He called the Jews, right? He said, even us whom thou hast called, not of the Jews only, but also what?
Of the Gentiles.
But also of the Gentiles. Also, Thawada, of the Gentiles. You understand? So the Christian church then confused. Without the church, we would all understand what this is talking about. The misconception is that the Jews, being Israelites, are not the only ones who God called. That he also called the heathens, which are the Gentiles. What you got? Read that first.
This is the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary, page 307. Gentiles.
This is the definition of Gentiles. Go ahead.
Gentiles. Sometimes refers to Israel.
Right. Now read the actual definition of what it actually is outside of Israel also, if it's there.
Heathen.
Heathen. That's what a Gentile is, a heathen. So the confusion comes when it says Gentiles. It's like, oh my God, the Lord said he ain't just calling the Israelites, he calling the heathens. But I'm going to make you understand that this is still talking about Israelites. Read the rest of the definition.
Gentiles. Heathen nation. Sometimes refers to Israel.
Sometimes refers to Israel. So the white people are Gentiles or heathens. Chinese, Gentiles, heathen. A Gentile or a heathen is a non-Israelite, right? So it only makes sense that you would believe that the Lord is also calling non-Israelites. But let me make you understand. Although all these other races and nations are called Gentiles and heathens, something happened to the Israelites, which made the world call us heathens and Gentiles. I'm going to go to the beginning real quick. Deuteronomy 4 and 27, if you can. Then I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 30. And if you could do Deuteronomy 30, you die if you can. 30 and 3, just to try to make it go fast with the time.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 27.
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations.
This was one of the punishments to Israelites. The Lord was saying a future prophecy to the Israelites and told us that he was going to scatter us among the nations. Another word for nation is race. He was going to scatter our race amongst other races. Another word for nation and race is Gentile. Is Gentile. He was going to punish us for our sins, breaking the law, by making us live amongst the Gentiles or the heathen or the other nations. Read.
And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen.
And we'd be a lot less than the heathen. The heathen would outnumber us, and they'd surely have more power than us. That's been our life all throughout the Bible, all the way up into 2022. Right now, we in America. We scattered among these Gentiles called Americans. And because we scattered amongst these Gentiles called Americans, what happens? What happens whenever we under Gentile people? Americans celebrate Christmas. Guess what? So do the Israelites that's under Americans. So do we, scattered among. We celebrating Christmas. They celebrate Thanksgiving. We celebrate Thanksgiving. They celebrate their 4th of July, freedom from in England and Britain. We celebrate their 4th of July. They celebrate a holiday called Easter, where rabbits laying eggs and coloring the eggs. We celebrate the same damn thing. They got all type of crazy religions in America. We join every last one of those crazy religions. We follow the traditions of the people that we under, man. Right. Thus making us Gentiles. We under the Americans right now in 2022, right? Guess what we known as? African American, Puerto Rican American, Haitian American. They call us American. And Donald Trump is American. So how could Donald Trump be an American and we be an American? Because we are slaves under the Americans and we follow everything that the Americans do. Thus, they call us, being the Jews, being the Israelites by blood, they call us Americans. So this is the Gentiles that it's talking about in Romans 9 and 24. These Gentiles are Israelites that were scattered so long ago amongst these other Gentiles and nations. Keep reading Deuteronomy.
Okay. Whither the Lord shall lead you.
Now read Deuteronomy 30 and 3. So the Lord said he was going to scatter us amongst these nations, right? And the nations, these heathens that we're going to be under, these Gentiles, they would outnumber us and be way more than us. You understand? And he said, and he said, we're going to be few in number wherever the Lord lead us, whatever nation we under. Go ahead, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
And this is another future prophecy. Although the Lord said we would live under these Gentiles and become like them and live under these nations or these other races, there will come a day where he said the Lord thy God will do what?
Will turn thy captivity.
He's going to take us back from them. He's going to turn our captivity. Because scattering us among these Gentiles, among these other nations, that was a form of captivity. We would only be their slaves. And they would outnumber us and be, have more power than us. We would be in captivity under them. But now he's saying a time going to come where he's going to turn our captivity back around. Read.
And have compassion upon thee.
And he was going to have compassion on us. Go ahead.
And will return and gather thee from all the nations.
And turn and gather us from all the nations. Go ahead.
Whether the Lord thy God have scattered thee.
So now, that's why Paul said, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. Why? Because he understands that the Lord had been prophesied that he would take these scattered Israelites among these nations, these races, these Gentiles, and he would bring their captivity back again, man. And he's going to gather them from those nations. He's going to gather us Americans out of America. Because we're not really Americans, but we're called Americans because we live here. Israelites were called Gentiles because they lived under the Gentiles. You holding the scripture? No sweat. Get down.
Can you read James 1 and 1?
Go. This is the book of James, to the 1 and verse 1.
And now I just read the Old Testament prophecy. Officer Yediah, he gonna pull it in the New Testament because it's all the same. Go ahead.
James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad.
Scattered where?
Abroad.
Scattered abroad, if I may, sir.
Get down.
What 12-year-old General Mayaka Allah is saying is so heavy. Now, I mean, this is also in the New Testament. You know what I mean? To the 12 tribes scattered abroad. You know what I mean? Christ also said in Matthew, 10 verses 5 through 7. You know what I mean? Go not unto the way of the Gentiles, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And you have to ask yourself, who are the Gentiles in that context? Because we read out of the Zondervan Van Pictorial Bible Dictionary that Gentile, you know what I mean, it usually means a heathen nation, but sometimes refers to Israel. That's so right. Who are the Gentiles that Christ was referring to? You know what I mean? Go not into the way of the Gentiles. That's talking about the actual heathens. And if I could, can you give me John 7 and 35? I'll show you another one where the Sadducees and the Pharisees, the Uncle Tom, you know what I mean, Negroes of that day, of Christ's day, even had to ask. And even our people, even our disciples asked themselves. Let me get John 7 and verse 35,
Kabul Khan. This is the book of John, chapter 7 and verse
Then
35.
Acts 2 and 5. I'll read Acts 2 and 5.
You mind if he started 33?
Khan will come.
This is the
33, about.
verse 33. Then said Jesus unto them, Yet a little while I am with you, and then I go unto him that sent me.
Christ is saying, a little while that I am with you, then I go with him that sent me. Meaning Christ is, you know what I mean, letting us know that he ain't going to be here forever. Letting the disciples know he is not always going to be here. He's going to have to go back to sit at the right hand side of the Most High. Read on.
Verse 34. Ye shall seek me and shall not find me.
He's saying, you shall seek me, meaning you're going to look for me and you're not going to find me. Read on.
And where I am, thither ye cannot come.
He said, and where I am, you're not going to be able to come. Now, this is what they asked. Read verse 35.
Verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves.
Then said the Jews amongst themselves. Jews meaning us, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. Read on.
Whither will he go that we shall not find him?
They asking themselves, where will Christ go where we're not going to be able to find him? He right here. Go ahead, read.
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
The what?
Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Who are the dispersed among the Gentiles? Who are the dispersed among the Gentiles? We'd have read many precepts on it, you know, in Deuteronomy 4 and 27 to 28, Deuteronomy 30 and verse 3, and James 1 and 1. We're the dispersed among the Gentiles. Because even, you know what I mean, the Jews that was living in Judea, living in Jerusalem knew, you know what I mean, that our brothers and sisters, man, of the tribe of Ephraim, tribe of Issachar, Naphtali, was scattered abroad, because we all were scattered abroad. Read on.
And teach the Gentiles?
And teach the Gentiles. Meaning now they're asking, damn, is Christ going to go, you know what I mean, to disperse among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Meaning teach the Israelites that are living like Gentiles. Before we came in this truth, we were living like Gentiles. I know I was. Now we're not living like Gentiles no more because we were given, you know what I mean, this truth. And Barakatah Yahweh Shai for the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
Damn right. No sweat. Is there another script? You good?
Oh, I could just get one more.
Good.
Can I get Acts?
I don't know if y'all know, I'm very proud right now.
If I could,
You see these young officers, you know what I mean?
If I could, I'm gonna read Acts 2 and 5. I buy a whole Acts 21 and start at verse 20. Acts 2 and 5, the continue of what General Mayak was bringing out, is heavy. Acts 2 and 5 says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. What does that mean where it says out of every nation under heaven? Because we were scattered abroad to these other nations, man. Meaning you can find a black, Latino, or First Nation man in hell anywhere on the earth. Devout men out of every nation under heaven. Meaning we were scattered abroad, man. Now, if I could, I buy Acts 21 and start at verse 20.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 21 and verse 20. And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother.
They said, How seest, brother? Meaning, who is Paul talking to? Paul is talking to Israelites, brothers. Read on.
How many thousands of Jews there are which believe?
How many thousands of Jews? Who are the Jews? We are the Jews, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman, which believe. Read on.
And they are all zealous of the law.
Zealous of the law. We have more than just the 10 commandments, you know, Israel. We have, you know, over 600 laws, statutes, and commandments. And Paul is saying, damn, our brothers, you know what I mean, our people, the Jews, are zealous of the law. Read on.
Verse 21. And they are informed of thee.
And they are what?
Informed of thee.
Read on.
That thou teachest all the Jews.
And thou teachest all the what?
Jews.
Teaches all the Jews. Keep that in mind. Read on.
Which are among the Gentiles.
Which are among who?
The Gentiles.
That which are among the Gentiles. Meaning this, you could drop that iBot. Meaning we are among the Gentiles. We are in America. We're in the West Indian Islands. We're in, you know what I mean, South America, Brazil, Honduras, you know, Panama. We are among the Gentiles, living like Gentiles. Because doesn't mean that we're actual heathens. No, it's just that we are so destroyed, man. And like like the Lord said in Jeremiah 17 and verse 4, you know what I mean? We are, you know what I mean, cut off from our culture and our inheritance, meaning we don't know who we are. Now we're living like Gentiles. Don't mean we're actual heathens. that we're the oppressor, that we these other nations. We're Jews that are scattered among these heathens. That's it, sir.
Most High in Christ. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Give me Romans 11 and 13. And I'll end with this. Romans 11 and 13. That's a heavy scripture. You don't understand? Because once again, we went all the way to the beginning. Back in Deuteronomy, where the Lord said he would scatter us among the nations, which are those Gentiles. Yediah poured where he said he's going to scatter us in the New Testament. You understand? And it's crystal clear here, no doubt about this. It said the Jews, which are among the Gentiles. You understand? Because, and again, we being Israelites in America, we are Jews among the Gentiles. Right now, speaking right today. Our school is the Israelite School of UPK, Philadelphia Division. You understand? It's among the Gentiles. The Gentiles ruling over us in America. Everything we get is from him. We got to live amongst him. We part of the curse too. We part of the punishment too. And we part of the deliverance. We also part of that other side when the Lord take us from among these Gentiles. You understand? Read Romans 11 and 13.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 13. For I speak to you Gentiles.
The Paul was speaking. Once again, read the first verse first.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1. I say then, have God cast away his people?
Did the Lord get a new people? Did he get rid of his people and get a whole new people? No, he didn't cast away his people. Read.
God forbid.
That's what God forbid means. Hell no. La'ah in the Hebrew. Read.
For I also am an Israelite.
For Paul is an Israelite. Go ahead.
Of the seed of Abraham.
Right.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Of the tribe of Benjamin, because that's the only way you can be an Israelite. You got to be the seed of Abraham, and then you got to be one of those 12 tribes out of Israel. Right. And he's letting you know his pedigree. I'm an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Israel, who had a son named Benjamin. Paul just stated his pedigree. He didn't go into every single one, but he's a seed of Abraham and he's the tribe of Benjamin, which lets you know who his fathers was, man. Right. He's an Israelite. Read.
Verse 2.
Slocky, go down to 13.
Verse 13. For I speak to you Gentiles, and as much as I am the apostle of the Gentiles.
You hear Paul? What are he talking about, man? He just said the Lord ain't get rid of Israel. He said, because he's an Israelite. He's an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin, man. And then down here, he's saying, I speak to you Gentiles because I'm the apostle of the Gentiles. Why would Paul big up Israel, saying how the Lord never got rid of Israel, loves Israel, and then come down here and said, I am a teacher and a guider and a father to the Gentiles, if it was talking about heathens? It wasn't. Officer Yediah just read where they said the Israelites were among the Gentiles. What was that? 21 and what? 21 and kind. Right. Right. It said, and they are informed of thee that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles. So you had Israelites, once again, all living all amongst the Gentiles, man. And that's what the scripture is talking about in Romans, the original question, Romans 9 and 24. Those Gentiles are Israelites that were living amongst actual Gentiles. They were just being called Gentiles because they were living amongst actual Gentiles, no different from us being called Americans because we live amongst actual Americans. With that, I'm going to say shalom, the Water brothers and sisters, for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week, man. Passover, April 15th, 2022. Bring it on. April 12th, we doing the deep sea fishing. The Benjamin restaurants, they charge $60 for red snapper. You get a red snapper platter, $60. April 12th, 2022, Tuesday, the week of the Passover, Cocoa Beach, Florida. We going deep sea fishing, pulling up all the red snappers, all the groupers, all the kingfish, all the my fish, all of them lawful, and they are expensive fish that we going to pull up. And Wednesday, April 13th, we having a fish fry, man. We're going to get it in. It's going to be a glorious Passover to be remembered. If you don't be there, you just faking. You might as well go kiss some pastor's ass if you ain't going to be there. If you ain't going to be there, you might as well go to the mosque and kiss Allah in the mouth and just stay over there because you don't want to live. You want to die. If you ain't going to acknowledge and be at the Lord's Passover, you got a psychological problem and you love death rather than life, man, because it's going to be everything. It's going to be everything. With that, shalom.
ISUPJ 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you and
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we talk that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites. The IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the menopause. We at war. I sided with the Lord on one and two.
Come to all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I gotta like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel. You know what I mean?
This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's gonna be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grace. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
My West in my